Hey, how's everybody doing? It's Wednesday. I have no idea. I think the 29th, I think. Anyways, Wednesday afternoon. Sorry, I'm getting this out a little bit late. My apologies if I've been a little busy. But I was thinking I wanted to kind of get some encouragement out to you. I've been thinking a lot about kind of, like everyone else, the circumstances that we're in and all of those kinds of different things because we're affected by so many different emotions and attitudes and different things like that. And I was thinking earlier today, I was having a meeting and I was thinking about how that people make decisions, and I know a lot of times when we are under great stress, that it affects the way that we make decisions. When we're depressed, it affects just kind of how our mindset is, and all of those different kinds of things. And I thought in my own life how many times that I've made some poor decisions, made some bad choices along the line. One of my favorite stories was back whenever I was probably 9 or 10 years old, maybe 11 or 12, but I think I was probably more like 9 or 10. And we had a lady that lived next door to us that my parents actually bought our house from, and but at the time she was our landlady, and she always had this big garden. And she was like 137 years old, and she couldn't hear, she couldn't see, but I mean she'd be out there, and she always had fresh strawberries. I love fresh strawberries, and I remember that I was kind of helping myself to her strawberries, and anyway, I went back a little bit later, and my mom asked me, said, "Have you been stealing Miss Benson's strawberries?" And I just assumed that Miss Benson had told on me because, well, she did that a lot. I don't know. I was a really good kid, but she kind of kept an eye on me and wanted to make sure my mom knew anything that I might do that was wrong. So anyway, I'm like, "No, ma'am, I would never take her strawberries." And I said, "Has that old lady been lying on me again? Has she been telling you stories that, and just trying to get me in trouble?" And my mom looked at me and she said, "I saw you from the back porch, so I know that you were stealing." Well, I didn't really have anywhere to go. I said, "Well, okay, maybe I did take a few." But anyway, it's funny how you remember funny stories like that. And, I was caught in a lie. Well, the problem was that I'd made a bad decision just because I wanted something and I thought, well, I could get away with it. Well, a lot of times it's like that. And so I read something several years ago. I actually think it was by a pastor in California, and he was talking about how do we make decisions. And he used a term, and I hope that I use it properly. He called it, I think, the improvement test, or the test to see, does this make me better? Those kinds of things. Does this decision make me a better person, a better disciple, since that's how we want to look at it. And so 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 23 says, "I have the right to do anything you say, but not everything is beneficial. I have the right to do anything, but not everything is constructive." And, the idea here is talking about, yeah, we have the freedom to make choices, but every decisions that we make, it truly matters who we are as a disciple. And, when you think about that, is this what's best for my spiritual growth? And so, I was thinking about this morning a little bit, and I was thinking, there's so many different stresses and pressures that are different than normal, than what we're used to going through. And I just encourage you, you can turn on the news and you can hear gloom and doom, or you can look on Facebook and you can find some pretty stupid decision making tools. And I just would remind you in this kind of weird time that we're in that to do the improvement test. The things that I'm doing, the decisions that I'm making, are they really what's going to make me a better disciple? Are they going to help me? Because again, and I know you've heard me say this a million times, but I'm going to say it again. Everything that we as believers, that everything that goes in our life is Father filtered, and God wants to use the good, bad, the ugly, the indifferent, and all of those things to make us a stronger disciple. And the reality is, In 5, 10 years, as we look back on the circumstances now, we want to make those kind of decisions that make us a stronger believer. And so I just want to encourage you, keep your head up and keep doing the things that make you a stronger disciple. Anyway, I hope you're having a great week. Love you, and just look forward to seeing you soon. God bless.